All right, very well. Welcome everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone. We're here for the start of a new trading week. I'm FibStalker, Giuseppe Basile, also known as FibStalker, and I'll be with you this week to discover what the market are going to bring us. I'm opening the chat as well, so I hope to see you now. All right, so let's see what we have here. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I see Todd, Randika, FX admin. There is Pankaj, Roland, Daisy, Lee. Very well. Welcome. I don't know if probably I cannot see everyone, but I hope you had a great weekend. And today we are going to start the new week. Just let me say hello here. Hello, everyone. I hope you're okay. You had a great weekend. The FibStalker here, ready to start a new week. I hope this week will be as good as last week. That's not easy to replicate the huge gains of last week, but we're here to try. So thanks a lot for joining in, and I've been very busy working on a project that I want to present next week at the New York Traders Exchange, Traders Expo, sorry, and so I spent less time for the preparation this weekend, so we will use this hour to do that as well together. So welcome. This is the FX3 Tokyo Open Live Room. This is a daily show that features real trading at the very heart of the Asian session. And today it's very important because today we are going to start the week. It's going to be with me, Giuseppe Basile, also known as the FibStalker. And you can come every day on FS Street from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. EST time, and we're going to focus on the market. As you know, I take trading and risk management very, very seriously. Trading Forex and its derivatives like futures, options, and CFDs, just to name a few. And other instruments retail off exchange transactions involve substantial risk of loss, and it's not suitable to all investors. You might lose all or more of your initial investment. Leverage can work for you as well as against you. It magnifies gains as well as losses. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please also review the FS Trade Risk Disclosure on the website. The information I'm going to share in this webinar include the commentary and the trade ideas that are provided should not be relied upon as a substitute for extensive independent research which should be performed before making your investment decisions. I like to say that as traders, we are paid for the quality of the decision we take. Any ideas or discussion and material and general information in this webinar is for educational purposes only. I, Giuseppe Basile, FibStalker Consulting Inc., and FS Trade will not be responsible for any losses incurred on investments made by attendees as a result of any information in this webinar. All right, so I hope you had a good weekend. As you know, I'm a contributor to FX Street. I'm very glad to be one. And I also have a FibStalker Method coaching program, which is a complete process to become a successful trader. So if you are interested, have a look at the link above this video. All right, so let's dive into the chart. That's what we are here for today. So let's see what we can see on these charts. Nothing has changed really from last week. We have price at some of these instruments at critical or very important levels, and we're going to look at that now together. So let's start from the US dollar Japanese yen. Of course, as I mentioned last week, this market, it's now positioned to move into 170, believe it or not. And it's just a matter of understanding where this market is going to stop. And one of the levels I've indicated last week is now in play. Is the 113.48. Okay, so I would actually go and have a look at this market on the intraday timing here to see, and that's the euro dollar, of course. That's on the other side. It's trading a second. It's trading a second long here after breaking the sequence short here. So this might be also an interesting long here going forward, as you can see here. And the opportunity is basically the opportunity is now with a stop below low. So this could be an opportunity now, 112.13. We price 112.35, and that's a 20 pips. That's a 20 pips stop there, and this could be a good opportunity now. So as you know, I always trade risk-free. So my trades actually are not trades where I just look at price and enter. I mean, I want to see a reasonable risk, and I want to see, in this case would be 112.34, 35, and if we put the stop below the 112.34 there, sorry, that would be the one. That would be the low of this 112.13. That would be, that would be a 20 unit of risk here. So this could be an opportunity here if you are interested in trading the euro here at this juncture, and rational for that, it's an extension long. Okay, now this market has already showed a strength from the longs to actually participate on the long side. The problem is that the market could come to retest these lows during the European the European session to have basically the European desks to get a position here. However, we also have to consider that before the close on Friday, there was an opportunity for this trader to take a position here. So this market could just continue higher here. Okay, so as you can see here, this market is moving. We don't know whether they're going to get a retest, but if we can get a finished trade in this market before before the market comes back, if the market comes back, that could be a good opportunity to actually get a stab at this market to see whether it offers a finished trade. So I think it's a reasonable opportunity here, and of course, I mean, as I mentioned, it's safe to paper trade it, just because remember the disclaimer there. But actually, there is an opportunity in this market, and obviously, if there is an opportunity in this market on the long side, there has to be an opportunity for this market, for the US dollar Japanese yen on the short side, and this market, of course, is trading exactly the opposite. It's trading that extension short here, 113.48. All right, so we don't know whether this market is going to, at the moment, is participating at this level. So it's possible that this market will continue lower for a while. And on the daily time frame, the level that we are seeing participation for the second time on the euro dollar, it's what you see here on the screen. Okay, so it's justified. It's solid. It's justified. And welcome, Scott, Jax, and Jake. Cannot see you on the chat. Beckton is coming in as well. So we're just looking at We're just looking at the euro dollar here, which is actually reacting to a level that has traded on Friday as well. And the only question we had here is the European is the European group and desk going to want to get more or a position on this market. And we noticed that, you know, there was an opportunity for them before the end of the session on Friday. So the European session. So you know, it's very possible this market is going to continue higher, maybe in sequences, and it has broken the sequence of measured move, retested that level for the second time, and there's no reason to believe that this market cannot continue higher. Okay, so this is the opportunity here, just at the open of this market. Of course, we can always see a reaction lower before a continuation higher, but you know, this is something that we want to look at as a good potential good start for the week here. And so if you have any questions in relation to this, we can discuss about it. But I believe it's very, very clear, the opportunity there, and there is nothing you know, there is nothing really to discuss further there. I mean, it's very, very evident. And obviously, the US dollar Japanese yen might be on a same maybe here in a similar situation. Obviously, if the move starts here, you know, if we don't enter here, we would not get that opportunity. So it's very important we understand also what's going on in this market here. And again, it's a resistance, and we're going to see the exact opposite of what we are seeing in the euro dollar here. And you can see that very, very clearly here. Okay, Hypantel is backed and Jake, Jax, and I see Lee there as well. Roland, thanks for joining in. So this is what we see. This is what we see in this market. This is a potential level of participation at the Tokyo Open, and if this market has to move down, this is the level where this market is going to be pushed down starting from today. All right, and so it's not, you know, it's not you know, it's not a bad idea to consider whether we should take a position here in this market or not. And we can see how this market behaves during the duration of this hour, and we can see whether there are some opportunity there to be considered. All right, so yeah, so these are the opportunities here, and I think the you know, they are very clear here of what is the potential. And if you have any questions, you can write them down. Okay. Hi everyone. What level do you have for high FX ambassador for the pound versus the yen? I see I get this market a lot here, but so you know, this market is going to react together with the US dollar Japanese yen. So once we find the level for the US dollar Japanese yen, we're going to find the level for this market. In fact, this market is reacting along with US dollar Japanese yen to the level where the Japanese yen is reacting. So I would actually consider the Japanese yen as a guide for anything to happen there. Of course, I'd love to see this market moving higher, and for a number of reasons. First of all, because, you know, this opportunity here will become much better. Of course, we don't know whether we're going to get it or not. There is also potential for this market to put a double bottom here before a continuation lower. It's um, weak here, but it has moved also a lot. So if we go back to the pound versus Japanese yen, the as I mentioned, this market has moved a lot. Um, I don't prefer this market compared to US dollar Japanese yen because this 59.28 has been touched last week, and this market has the potential to go to 156.40. So there's not a lot of potential there, while there's a lot more potential in the US dollar Japanese yen. Okay, so in terms of level, you can consider current levels as a potential short here for the pound versus Japanese yen. But should I, the trading is a selection game. It's a selection of quality trades, and if we have a good case for a trade, we take the trade, and we bear the risk. But there has to be a sensible risk and sensible return as well. And when we look at this market, we know that this market has the potential to go into 174. Will this be the start of this move? I mean, it could, right? And if it does, we might need to catch this move as it develops. However, this market also moved a lot, and it's in a condition here where we could see a more sensible retrace higher. So I wouldn't be excited with the pound versus Japanese yen. At the same time, I wouldn't be excited in shorting these markets right away unless they give a good reason for shorting, and so this market has the potential to continue higher. We don't know how and when and how and if, but the potential is definitely there. So we will see whether that's the case. Okay, so I hope that provides your thoughts on Kiwi too. Yes, let's review the Kiwi here. The Kiwi, I remember we were looking for a long in that market, and let's have a look at it. I like that market a lot. Unfortunately, it has not offered the kind of entry I was looking for. As you can see here, this market has found support below these levels here, below 63.70, and it has tested that level twice. Now, I was looking for a test of the 65.51, which never came, not yet at least. And this market could offer this week, so that's definitely a level I'm interested into. I wouldn't be interested in trading higher level. One has traded here, but it's now in jeopardy, and this market could actually come back to put that in jeopardy and actually trade the 65.50. So really in this market there is nothing to do until we're going to see that level trade, and if the market gets there, we're going to study the sequence of measured move on the smaller time frame and see whether that's going to offer us an opportunity. Okay, so sometimes sometimes the best thing to do is just wait and see whether the market is going to offer the opportunity with the risk we are looking for. Okay, so this market is not and should we go this dollar Japanese yen, it's reacting higher a little bit here, so it's better to wait and see how this market wants to play itself. There is no rush for a trade here. If this market will start moving lower, we'll capture that, and we will see. So I was saying, let's try to put the New Zealand dollar on our timing time frame here to see what's going on, and it's getting a bid here. It's being bid higher. Now, again, I mean, that might not mean a start of a move higher here. As I mentioned, I mean, I want to see this level that for me, it's the relevant level to look at. That's the area. That's the area I'm interested in taking along this week, the 65.50. That's the area that I'm interested into. So if the market will offer an opportunity and trade into this level this week, this might be a good opportunity to get involved here. Okay, so I'm not excited what it is this market now at this stage. So I would actually wait a little bit. And Jax is saying I'm long the weekly at 66.21, target 67.30. So 66.21. It's a very good. It's a very good entry. It's here at lows. Happens. Maybe probably you took it before, and that's a very good trade. Now in terms of target 67.30. Would be here at this highs here. I would lower that a little bit. So if this market is in a lateral move here, it's going to go to previous highs, and that would be a good place to take profits. But it's hard to expect something higher there because this beat here is coming from smaller time frames. So I wouldn't actually, I wouldn't be that excited with